What's up, guys? I'm back with another video. Today we're going to do a new house build versus a pro house build. So let's get right into it. I'm really excited to see what these builds have to offer. First, I checked out the Noob house. It wasn't really big, but I did notice that it was built really well. There was even cobblestone at the bottom for the structure. I went inside and I noticed a furnace, a crafting table, and an empty chest. There was also a second floor that you could just climb up the ladder to, and it just had a simple bed. However, even though this was simple, it was built really well. So that was pretty much it for that one. Let's check the next one out. The next one was huge. I made my way up the cobblestone stairs and I noticed the huge glass windows. The glass windows went all around the side of the house. It was now time to head inside. I got a look around and noticed this nice gray carpet on the floor. I looked around and immediately I spotted a huge hallway. This house had an open floor plan. This room seemed to be the living area that had a huge widescreen TV. Next, I went inside the kitchen and there were two huge chairs made out of doors. I thought that was actually very creative. There was two sinks and also each oven had a stovetop. Finally, I noticed my first room and it was a bathroom. Now I have to admit, this bathroom was really tight. However, the ceilings were really high. Next, I noticed a bunch of shelves with Minecraft collectibles. Then I decided to make my way upstairs. But then I noticed a place to put the Ender eyes to fight the Ender Dragon. Cool. I was trying to decide if I wanted to head upstairs or downstairs, and decided to head upstairs first, and there was a nice view right on the platform. I immediately entered the bedroom, which had a huge bed. I just had to give it a jump. Next, I found an ender chest, but of course it was empty. This was one of the hugest bedrooms I have seen so far. To the left of the room was another stairway downstairs. Then I headed into the closet. Whoever owned this home was a real Minecraft expert. They had tons of ender chests and a lot of Minecraft items. So it was time to head downstairs, but first, I wanted to check out the enchantment table under the Ender eyes. I thought it was really cool how they did this. Finally, I made it downstairs, and the stairs were very long. This basement was very deep. Soon as I came into the next room, there was a creepy picture of a skeleton. And then I noticed a long hallway that seemed to be some kind of prison. I was kind of nervous, but you know me, I'm always for an adventure. So I went in and I seen tons of chests. I immediately thought that I would find some goodies in the chest, but it wasn't really much down here. This was kind of a weird place. I found no diamonds, no pickaxes, no swords, just nothing. And then I seen that someone was locked inside of the cell. I'm not sure what was going on here, but it was actually pretty weird. The cool thing though was that you can see outside from in the basement. So I headed back out, and there was one more thing I wanted to check, which was the pool. It was made out of obsidian. I would have gone for a swim, but I didn't have my swim gear. So I guess that was pretty much it. Which one was your favorite? I thought the pro build was really nice, but the basement was kind of strange. Well, anyways, see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Minecraft episode. Today, we're going to review some Noob versus Pro airplane builds. but with a parkour challenge. And I get to see a bonus legend build plane if I can make it across. So let's get right to it. I had to climb a very high ladder to get to the first plane. I'm kinda afraid of heights, but anything for you guys. First, I checked out the pilot room. I noticed a chest, and it had some bread, apples, and a sword. For a noob build, this was really impressive. This build even had the switches and lights like on a real plane. Cool. So I headed down the passenger area, and although it was a bit tight, one thing I noticed was these really cool blue lights. And in the back was a bedroom with 2 beds. I wasn't sure if they were for pilots or passengers. I headed back out and checked the outside of the plane. The design of this new plane was simple but very well done. From the engine all the way to the wings, I could definitely tell this was a plane build. Not too bad for a noob. I really enjoyed this plane build, and now it was time for the hard part. I had to make these glass block jumps to see the other plane. Although I'm afraid of heights, this one wasn't too bad. I just kind of went for it, without thinking too much. The last jump made me more nervous for some reason. I eventually made it and was excited to see the next build. This time, I checked the outside of the plane first. I quickly noticed the color coordination and material difference. The size of this plane was definitely bigger than the last one. Before I got inside, I could see from far off that the jump of the legend build would not be easy. Just like the last plane, the first thing I noticed was another chest. It had a golden apple, armor, and a shield. Now this pilot room was way roomier, and I noticed the chairs had more detail as well. The same went for the passenger area. This pro build had more room in the aisle, and there was storage up top for carry-on bags. Also, I noticed bigger windows, and the seats were wider. This plane had 2 bathrooms on each side of the hallway, which is always a plus. This plane was also longer than the last one. I came to the back area of the plane, and I had to be careful because it was open and I didn't want to fall. There was also another chest back here, and it had a bow, some arrows, a pickaxe, and some carrots. This plane also had a bedroom in the back with bunk beds. It was kind of tight, and I noticed that this room couldn't hold all the passengers. Maybe this was for first class. So here was the moment of truth. Would I make it across to see the bonus legend build? Now, parkour is not really my specialty. Neither am I a fan of heights. So I slowly approached each jump with carefulness. It was bad enough that I was jumping on glass, which is not necessarily the most stable. Because I was nervous, after a few jumps, I would stop and take a breather. I had to calm down my nerves, pray, whatever I had to do to make sure that I wasn't focused on what was below. Eventually, I kept going. Honestly, it felt like forever, but that's usually how it goes when you're doing something uncomfortable. Sometimes, it felt like I was making no progress, but I really was. Sometimes patience and taking things one step at a time can be the key to success. Now, for some reason, I got really nervous during my last few blocks, but I focused and finally I made it across. But anyway, as soon as I started walking on the plane, I heard all kind of mob noises. I was really glad I collected some things along the way, because you never know when a zombie will pop up. So I put on the armor I found earlier just to be safe. Now, when I first walked in, I was super surprised. The pilot area was huge. and even had a kitchen. I spotted another chest, and there was some dirt, iron, and a diamond sword inside. This was right on time, especially with all the zombie noises I was hearing. The seats in this plane had a little bit more room, but this build had the most interactive switches. Now the passenger cab in this plane was massive, with 3 rows, and each seat had its own TV. In the middle of the hallway was 2 chests. I found a golden apple in one, and the other chest had some apples and dirt. This plane looked like it took a lot of work to build. So on the back of the plane was a huge kitchen with 3 yummy cakes that looked ready to serve. I checked out one of the bathrooms, and it was huge. There was a double sink and 2 separate rooms. Each room had its own toilet. I found a nice sitting area in the back, and then finally I reached the end of the plane. This plane had a lower level. I wondered if this is where the mobs were hiding. So I headed down, and I found a cool storage area with a ton of crafting tables. Way down at the end was another chest, and it had some arrows, wood, and diamond armor. So I had pretty much explored the whole plane. But I still hear mobs, so I'm going to go in creative mode to see if maybe they are hiding somewhere we can't see. Let's have a look. Let's check the engines. Nope, still nothing. Let's look over here. And just like I thought, there's a zombie and a creeper. Looks like there's a mob infestation near the wheels of the plane. So I'm going to see if I can let the crew know that they have a mob problem. But other than that, which plane was your favorite? I would say my favorite was the Pro build. It was just right, not too small and not too much. But anyway, that's the end of this one. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!